In the previous video, we've created these roofs. So I created another one for the second floor. So now we have three. So if I go to the north elevation, you will see that I have these three floors. So in this video, we're going to start working on the walls. Okay, so I'll just go to the ground floor for now, ground level, and then I'll start working here. So to create a wall, we'll press WA on the keyboard, or we're going to select wall from here. So when I start a new wall, it will activate the wall command, and then I can change the properties from here. So the first thing to change is the type. It's similar to the flooring. You can change the type from here. So let's say, for example, I want to select this one. Okay, so I'll select this type. Otherwise, I can go to generic and then I create mine depending on what I want. So for example, I'll go to generic 200, which is the standard that we have here in Bahrain. Okay, so generic 200, edit type, and then click on preview. And then you can change the structure from here. So again, click on edit, and then you can start adding sides and finishes depending on what you want. So let's say I'll keep the structure as 180, for example, and then I'll change the material here to blocks. Okay, let me just search for it. Concrete block pattern, for example. Okay, so I have this here, and then I'll insert another one, and for this one I'll change it to finish. And in the finish here, I'll change this to, let's see, paint. Okay, you can add a plaster first, so let's just add a plaster. So this is a plaster, and then okay, and let's say I'll create this as 10 or whatever, depending on the thickness that you have. So let's say it's 10. And I'll insert another one, and then let's say that this one is again finish, and I'll change this to paint. So I'll select paint from here, click on OK. Now I have it, and I will add a thickness. So let's say this is 5 and this is 15. These are finishes, so I'll just move them up, and I will move this one up again, and I will click on OK. So now I have these layers here. Okay, so I'll just click on OK, and I will have my type. You'll see that the width is already 200. Don't forget when you're editing anything to click on duplicate first. So now I've edited the generic one. Okay, so this is what I did now. I forgot about this step, so this is wrong. I have to duplicate first, so I don't change anything in the basic one, and I create another one. And I name it, for example, paint 200, whatever name is easier for you to get each time. Okay, and then I'll just click on OK, and I have it here. If you when you click on edit here, if you click on duplicate after you're done, this means that the changes are already there in the first one. Okay, so first duplicate and then change whatever you want to change here. So now I have my basic wall here, the one that I've created. Then we have the constraints. So for the base constraint, we are working on the ground level here. Okay, so it will start from the ground level. If you want to offset the base, if you wanted to start a little bit under the ground level or above the ground level, you can click here. So if I wanted to start above the ground level by 200, I can type here 200, for example. And then for the top constraint, do you want this wall to reach the first floor or the second floor, or you don't want it to be connected at all? You want to enter a specific height that you have. Usually we constrain things to the level, so just in case we've changed the level later on, we don't need to repeat all the work for all the walls. Okay, so let's say here I want this wall to reach the second floor. Okay, so I'll select second, and I will start drawing. So before we start drawing here, I'll show you an example here on the side so we can understand the difference in the location line. You'll see this option here, which is the location line, and we have 6 options under it. Okay, so these options will affect when you're drawing if it's going to draw from the center of the wall, or from the edge of the wall, or from the edge of the finish, or from edge of the core. So let's just try it. I'll just change the type here and select a type with more details so we can see what's happening. So let's say I'll select this one. Okay, I'll just change this detail here to fine so you can see it, and I will change this one to shaded so you can see as well what I'm doing. So in this case, the finish face is, or let's start from the beginning. So the first thing, I will select wall center line. If I select wall center line and start drawing, you will see that the line that I'm drawing is in the center of the wall. Okay, so this is in the center of the wall. Now I will continue the same side, but in this case I will change it. Let me just click on escape. I will change this to core center line. Okay, so and I'll start from the same line, but you will see that the wall is drawn on a little bit offsetted from this one. What does this mean? The wall center is center of the wall, but then the core center is, we have all of these layers here for the wall. So this is the core, this is the base, and then these are the finishes that we have in the interior, for example. Okay, so now the wall was drawn from the center of the core itself. Okay, ignoring these extra parts that we have as a finish. Now I'll draw another one. In this case, I will select finish face for the exterior. So when I start from the same line, okay, the same line that we selected for the first one and for the second one, I will continue from here. You will see that the line that I'm drawing is the finish face of the exterior. Okay, so this is the core and this is the finish, so it will start from the end of this finish. Okay, so I'll do another one. This time I will change this to finish face interior, so I'm still drawing on the same line. Okay, so what it will do, it will take the interior side and it will be on the line that I'm drawing. Again, in this case I will select core face interior. So we have finish face and we have core. So the finish is are these layers, the finishing layers, and then we have the core layers, which are the structural layers. So now I'll take the core face interior and I'll draw it here. So this was finish face exterior, this was finish face interior. Now core face exterior will give me this, okay, from the end or from the exterior side of the core. Okay, now if you select core face interior, it will take the core of the interior part of the core, which is this side. Okay, so this is the exterior and this is the interior of the core. Exterior of the core, interior of the core, exterior of the finish, and then interior of the finish. Okay, and so on. We have all of these options when we are working. When you're working with, let me just open the wall command again. If you're working with a generic type, so let's say I'm working with this one, which is generic 200. In this case, if you select core face or finish face, it doesn't matter because at the end we have one part only. We don't have a few parts similar to the ones that we had on the other one. But here, because let me just select the type that I've created here. Let me just open wall again. If I select the type that I've created, which was paint, I think, yeah, paint 200. So now we have 3 layers, so I can still select finish face or core face. So let me just draw it here. You can see I'm zooming in so you can see the layers. Okay, so these are the finishes that we've created, which is the paint and the plastering, which are not really showing a lot here. If you zoom out, it will not show this much. That's fine. So when you're drawing, you can select the type or that you want, from where you are entering the dimensions. Usually, as architects, we draw the dimensions from the center line. If you're working on interior drawings, usually we take the dimensions from the inside. So it depends on the project that you're working on. So for now, what I will do is WA on the keyboard to activate the wall command. And then I will select, let's say, wall center line. I wanted to start from the ground level 200 millimeters above the ground. So it will start above the slab itself. And then I want the constraint to be to the second level. And there is no offset for the top constraint. Okay, so I will start working now. Again, if you want to add any offset here, you can. If you don't want to, you can start directly on the line. So I will start from here, for example. You can see it here. And then let's say I will reach this point, and then this one here. When you're drawing walls, it is similar to drawing the floor. You have all these draw types that you can use. So if you want to draw a rectangle, let's say I will add a room here in the middle, for example. So I'll just take a rectangle, and then for this wall, I'll change it. I want it to stop at the first floor. I don't want it to go all the way to the second floor. Okay, so I can just draw this here. Okay, so let's say until here. So click. Now I have this wall as well. I'll just change this one to wireframe so you can see. Okay, so if you want to draw any arc here, you can go. If you have any curvature in the building, you can select this, for example, and then again click here, here, and here. Okay, so you have this line. I don't want this one because I will create another type of wall here later on. So for now, I'll just keep it this way. Okay, let's see it in the 3D. So as you can see, the walls that I've created on the sides, they are constrained to the second level. And then the wall that I've created in the middle, these walls are constrained to the first level. What does constraint means? If I go to the south view, for example, okay, so you can see the walls. This is the wall here, and this is the other one. So if I change the level here, let's say I've changed this one to, let's say, 9,000. What will happen? The walls will move up with the floor. Okay, why? Because everything is constrained to this level. So I don't need to modify all the walls. All of them will go up to this level. The same thing here, for example, let's say I'll change this one to 5,000. So that's it. No need to change these walls, the height of the walls. Okay, everything will be constrained to a certain level. If it's unconstrained, if you choose unconstrained from here, from here, unconnected. So if I've selected this only for this wall. So if I change this one now, you will see, sorry, I added 1,000. It's supposed to be 10,000. Okay, so you see that all the walls went up except for this one. Let's see it in the 3D. Okay, except for this one. Why? Because this is not connected. If I just select it again and connect it to the second floor, it will automatically go up. So basically, this is what you need to know about how to draw a wall. There is one more thing that we need to know as, let me just select this wall. So if you select any wall, you can click here on Edit Profile. When you click on Edit Profile, you will have this rectangle now. You can draw more things. So let's go for the right view, for example. And let's take this rectangle. And I will draw this rectangle here. Okay, so click it here. You can change the dimensions, of course. It will say that you have lines overlapping. So this line here, I will delete it from the rectangle. The original one, what I will do, I will use the split element here. Okay, so we have split element, so I'll click here and then here. So what happened now? I have this line. I can select it and delete it. So I've created this opening here in the wall. When I click on yes to finish, you will see that I will have this opening here. Okay, so I'll do it again. I will select this wall and then, or even this one, for example. And then I will go to Edit Profile. You will have this line. You can draw whatever you want. Let's say I'll create this circle here. So it will automatically draw on the surface that you have. Okay, so I will say, let's say 2 meters. That's it. Finish edit mode, and now I have this opening here and the wall. In the previous video, when we talked about how to create a slope in the flooring, we said that we'll just go to the flooring itself, or yeah, let me take this one. So we'll select this flooring, and then we will go to modify sub element, and then we can move this, for example, up. Okay, so I'll just select this one, just move it to the other side. Okay, so let's say I'll create this side or this shape. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll just go back to modify and click on escape. So I have it this way. Now the walls are not constrained to this specific element. They are constrained to the level itself. So what I can do here in this case, I can select the walls. Okay, so control to select the other walls. And then after that, you can select attach top face. So attach top face and then select this floor. So what happened now? You will see that the walls are attached to this flooring. Okay, so this is, you can do it with any floor that you have. Even this one, for example, I'll just go to modify sub element. I will select, this time I'll select the line only, and I'll move it up, let's say 1500, and then that's it. I'll click on escape. Now I will select the wall, control the other wall, and then attach top base and select this. Click on escape and you will see that they are attached now. Okay, so this is a very easy way to create the walls and different shapes. No need for us to work or draw all the walls and the shape that we have. Especially if you have a curve, you can create this as well. Okay, so it will be much easier for you.